Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Parkinson's Gym. I am Zach. This is Laura, my trusty floor shark. And what we're talking about today is legs and leg strength. A very common complaint with Parkinson's is a weakness in the legs. So what we're going to be working on is exactly counter to that. What are you doing? So we're going to be doing a lot of leg strength, leg warm-up, and then some leg stretching. So we'll leg warm up, leg strength, let's stretch. There we go. Don't stretch before you've warmed up. That's kind of like taking a rubber band out of the freezer and giving it a good yank. You're most likely going to stretch the tendons and not the muscles. So that would be bad. All right, and that's not what you're after. So let's get cooking here. What do you need today? You're going to need some kind of chair. I just have my box. You're going to need some kind of step. I've got this fancy athletic step. However, that's not necessary. You can just use a step. And you will need some kind of weights. So the weights are what make your legs stronger. You can do lots of repetitions, and that will definitely build up your endurance. The weights help you build up a little bit. It stresses them a little bit more so that your legs get stronger and grow. Oh my gosh, what do you need? You're a persistent cat. So here we go. What are we after? Basic anatomy of the legs. We're not going to get into anything fancy. The front of your thigh is called the quadriceps, or your quads, because there are 4 muscles that make that up. The lower part of your back of your leg is called your calves. There are 2 different portions of that, but it's the ones that point your toe. And the back of your leg, back here, is called the hamstrings. There's a few different muscles that make that one up. So you'd think, okay, well, that's the muscles of the legs. Not so much. The legs have to move, and they move from the hips. So you will need your glutes, and we will definitely work on that. Your gluteus muscle is your big old rump muscle back here, the biggest muscle in your body. So that's super important because it stands you up. So we definitely need to work the glutes, and in some cases you really don't have a choice. They're just going to happen. Also, part of the hips is your hip flexors. Hip flexors, part of your legs. The hip flexors are what raises your legs straight out for some good cat kicking. I don't kick the cats. Also, your abductors, the muscles that take your leg out, and your adductors, which is the muscles that bring your legs in. Those are kind of balancing and guiding muscles. They're definitely not as strong. They're not as big as your quads, but they're a part of your legs too. So they'll get a little action today also. All right, more talking. Machines. Leg strengthening machines are good. They definitely have their place. They are a safe way to strengthen your legs. However, they can be dangerous. If you're not familiar with how the machine works, you can be doing damage. You can also be asymmetrically strengthening your legs, where now your quads are twice the strength of your hamstrings, and that's going to lead to pulling your hamstrings. So the best way to strengthen your legs is just to use them sort of the way they're meant to work. They're not meant to be locked into a machine and extended. Now, if you have those, they are fantastic, but realize that that is an artificial situation, and you just need to work your regular old stuff. So let's get moving. If you have your chair and it has a back, what I want you to do is come alongside that chair. I'm just going to pretend. Hopefully I won't fall down. And you're going to swing your leg. And all you're doing here is just a nice, easy swing of the leg. Let that hip loose and let your leg just kind of back and forth. Easy swing. If you can, even stand up on your step, nice and balanced, and let that hip really just hang. This is a very, very relaxed movement. You're trying to pull a little bit of fluid into that joint with an easy swing. All right, if you have not already, let's go ahead and switch. So part of my workouts, my structure of workouts is always a little bit of mobility in the joints, move them around. Just move them, don't stretch them, don't stress them, just move them, move through the joints. All right. Good swing out of the leg on both sides. What I want you to do is just put your foot up on your chair. Now, if you got a fancy chair, be careful. Then you're just going to lean in and kind of mash out your ankle, lean into your ribs, pet the cat. Not your ribs, lean into your hip. Lean into your hip. So you want that hip to kind of go outside of your torso. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Is you want your hip, you don't want to be on top of it. You want to be past your hip. So your body is sort of going past your hip and your thighs are outside of your body. That's how things are supposed to work. Your legs are supposed to be outside of your torso this way. So constantly work and lean and push that knee out. You never want your knees to collapse inboard, ever. All right, let's get the other leg if you have not already. Excuse me here, princess. Thank you. You're quite the star, aren't you? Yes, love it. So you're leaning into it, get that hip outside, rotate out, push your knee out, and sit kind of past it. As if you were to keep going, you could put your shoulder next to your knee. Not on top, next to your knee. All right, that's a good smashing. I think we're good there. What else do we want to do? Let's get the hips rolling. So again, you might need a little bit of balance, so hang on to something there. Act like you're stepping out of a box. So you're going to bring knee up and all the way out. 90-degree turn, at least 90 degrees. Now the other leg. Full roll through that hip. We'll do a couple of these. Stepping over the cat. I use this move a lot. I've got a lot of cats that need to be stepped over. Open and out. In and back, open and out like you're standing in a box, in and back. This is a great way to get started when you are moving. If you need to go, oh, I need to go that way, I want you to step out and head that direction first with your foot instead of, let's go that way, uh-oh, and your feet aren't ready and down you go. Get yourself shifted and pointed that direction before you commit to it. All right. Whew, what else are we going to do here? Front lunge. Similar. Step back, take a big step forward, as big as you can, balance if you need it. If you can, you're up on your toe. Straight down the line, make sure your knee is tracking right down the middle of your toes. You're up on your toes in the back, and it's just a perfect straight through lunge. Go as deep as you can. If your knee is not a fan of bending, don't bend it, that's okay. All right, let's go the other side. Left leg, I did the right leg first, left leg forward, up on my toe, I got my balance point, and straight down. Here's what I'm talking about, keep going. Knee, foot alignment, right down the center. Hips are forward, my other foot straight back behind me. This knee is straight down the line in front of me, toes are forward. Everything's all lined up and square. Stretching that hip flexor. Get her all warmed up. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, side raise. As I talk about those abductors, going sideways. Feet stay parallel. You don't want to point your toe out because then that transitions it into the quad. You want to go straight out, so using that muscles going down the side of your leg. Let's go to the other side. Ooh, it makes your buns burn. Straight out to the side. Feet parallel. All right. That's pretty good. Now, if you can get on the floor, go ahead and get on the floor, hands and knees. If you cannot get on the floor, totally cool. Come around the back of your chair and hang on to the chair back that is on the back of your chair. That's why they call it that. I'm going to be doing a little bit of both. So if you can lean into your chair, I will demonstrate that. Here's how we go. Come on down, hands and knees. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Hands are straight underneath your shoulders. Knees are directly underneath your hips. Back is nice and square. Want you to donkey kick. Keep that 90 degrees in your knee and kick. Sorry. It could be a cat kick if you'd like. Kick. I know it. Yeah. Kick. Heel to the ceiling. Like you're printing your heel to the ceiling. Don't arch your back. Like this. Don't do that. Just kick. Glutes burning. Let's go to the other leg. I will demonstrate how to do it behind the chair. What you're doing. Hang on to the chair. And a stiff-legged kick. I guess you could bend it if you want. You should be feeling it in your butt muscle and not on the back of your leg, not in your hamstring. Straight-legged is kind of fun too. 5, 6, 7, and Yowza. I think I'm going to get my stick to lean on here. Yes, I'm very aware that you are here, Laura. Okay, this is my chair back simulator. For what we call fire hydrants, bend your knee 90 degrees. If you're on the floor, well, your knee's already bent. What I want you to do is just raise your knee directly out to your side. All right, like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. This is for your gluteus medius, gluteus minimus, which are underneath your gluteus maximus. They are a big part of supporting, guiding, and stabilizing your hip. And of course they do a little bit of force, but a lot of it is just guiding and stabilizing. Let's go to the other side, same thing, raise it directly out to the side, knee straight out. She just headbutt me right in the middle of my hair, right in my stomach. You had dinner, what's the problem? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that'll make your buns burn. All right, lizard lunge, one of my personal favorites. From here, kick a leg straight back, and then I want you to take a big step forward like you're trying to step on your own fingers. If you're in your chair, I want you alongside of your chair, big step forward like you're trying to step on your fingers. Okay, long lunge into it, sink down, trying to get your shoulder next to your knee. Oh, doggies, that's a roll around a little bit, knee out. If you can't, do your best. Okay, now come up. If you're on the floor, try to come up to half kneeling. If you're not on the floor, just kind of stand up with your foot on the seat of the chair. So, the knee that is down, for me, my left knee is down. So I'm going to raise my left hand to try to make as long of a line as I can from my fingers all the way down to my knee. Straight up, long stretch. Ooh, what are you doing, Laura? She's a weird cat. Long stretch of the hip flexor and the psoas muscle, okay? Grab your opposite knee. So left hand on your right knee and turn to the right. If you're up on top of the chair, you're standing, turn to the right. Over that front leg. Oh, that's good. All right. Kick that leg back to hands and knees, or back to a regular stance. Let's extend and step the other leg up and forward and into it. If you're on your chair, lean into it. If you're on the floor, you're already leaning. Roll around. Well, kind of get your hip used to being that high up. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Let's sit up tall to half kneeling, or this one-footed. Right leg, right knee is down. Right hand goes up. You're trying to get as long as you can through all this mass through your body. Oh, yeah. These are common sources of back pain because this area gets short, pulls your hips through, mashes on your back. No good. All right, recover out of that. And, oh, we didn't do the twist. I'm sorry. Get back to it. Knee up, hand on the opposite knee, and turn. Kneeling on the floor, you're going to look like this, as tall as you can get. You're probably going to feel a good bit of stretch on the front of that hip right there. That's what you need. A life of sitting. As Americans, we sit a lot. Your body's going to adapt to that. This hip flexor is going to shorten. So you want to stretch that back out as it gets warmed up, as able, to let your hip get back to its natural position, which is kind of level. Okay, I think that will do for on the floor and our mobility warm-up. It's a good fun, huh? All right, come on back up. Hit some makeup words. We get this stick out of here before I trip and fall on it, die right here on camera. Now, by no means is that an exhaustive warm-up. There are thousands of more, crazy leg warm-ups you can do. If you know a few, pause, do that. That's kind of a fun one. Wide stance, lunge back and forth. But that's not for everybody. So take it easy. I'm hitting the real basics here. All right, let's get going. Butt kickers, leave your knees in place and kick your heels up to your butt. To get started, heels straight back to your cheeks. So left heel, left cheek, right heel, right cheek. Stand tall, wide stance, wide. You're not standing, popping down right on top of your own feet. I want you wide, almost to the point where you got to waddle. Oh, feel this hammies getting going? You feel it, Laura? Yeah, Laura doesn't care. Okay, high knees. That's where those hip flexors get coming in. You got one of your main hip flexors right down the center of your quads, called your erector femoris. Dead down the center, you might feel those tightening up here. Nice and tall again, wider stance, so you're not tripping all over your own feet. I would say 80% of falls are tripping on your own feet. Far from scientific, but in my experience, that's what I see, is one foot gets caught behind the other, or making a turn, you're coming over one foot. So get them away from each other. You look like a cowboy, big deal, at least you're a standing cowboy. Let's go to that side raise again. So kick it out to the side. Let's get a few kind of quick ones. Keep your feet parallel. All right, other side, same idea. Kick them back out to the side. All right. The hip adductors, sweet, abductors, excuse me. All right, feet parallel and press up on to your toes. Oh yeah, there's your calves. Press up. Let them down. Press up. Let them down. You're just on flat floor here. I know you can get up on your step and stuff, but not yet. We'll get there. Standing on your step can give you unnecessary tension, unnecessary stress through the middle of your foot. Plantar fasciitis. It's like hot razors going down the middle of your foot. It's awful. All right. Now, the piece de resistance of what your legs are supposed to do. Have a seat. Stand in front of your chair, good and square. I know there's a cat there. Hips back first, straight down, boop. Under control the entire time. You don't kaboom. There's no butt diving, okay? Out, get over your feet, push yourself up. All the way up, shoulders up, hips through, legs back. Let's do it again. Hips first, butt back, touch down, unload. You're there. Hips forward, or no, excuse me, shoulders forward, transition your weight all the way up, putting everything into action. One more time, nice and controlled. Hips back, shoulders forward, straight over your feet, transition back over your chair, come forward, all the way up. Shoulders over your hips, hips over your feet. That's what you're made to do. You can get there. If that was difficult, we will get you back there so it's nice and easy. All right. It is time for some strengthening. So your legs should be feeling pretty good and warm, pretty used. And again, this is not the exhaustive list of all exercises known to man for your legs. This is just some good, easy ones to do every day. Laura, if you don't mind, I'd like to use my own chair. Have a seat. We're just going to do leg extensions. 90 degrees, kick your toes out, toes up, toes up, toes up, straight out. A tendency, aging and Parkinson's, is not to be able to, or not to, straighten your legs, knees, elbows all the way. Look at them. Make sure you're doing everything they got. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quadriceps. Ka-checked. Worked. Hamstrings. Hamstrings are a little bit more difficult. Their action is pulling through, bringing your heel back. So what I want you to do, step back, keep some balance, and then as you step forward, use your front leg to pull yourself forward. Even if you want to, you can pull yourself past. Got it? Back, pull. You're not jumping with this moving leg. You're pulling with that front leg. Back, shoot, back, shoot. Maybe knee up, give it a little fancy kick. Back, shoot, back, shoot. I should call these the jutes. And shoot. Cool? Let's go to the other side. Leg forward, step back, and boom. Back, pull forward with this leg. Pull. Pull. You might notice that this is harder on one side than it is on the other. Totally normal. Typically, your dominant leg is stronger. Down, pull. Should be feeling a little bit. Definitely, I felt it more on my leg, left side. Hams. Okay, calves. There's not a lot more you can do for your calves that's simpler than just your plain old regular old calf press. Now, if you're feeling it and you have it available, 2x4, thick book, a very short step, put it down, put the balls of your feet on it. It gives you a little bit more range, but really not a lot of stretch just yet. Press it up and down. Press it up and down. Feet are parallel. Keep on pressing. Press them up, bring them down. Press them up, bring them down. All right. Point your toes in like a pigeon-toed. This can get wobbly, so keep something around for balance. Press them up. Feel that? It's a little bit different, kind of on that inside cheek of your calves. Press them up, let them down. Up, stay tall, look forward. You know what your shoes look like. You don't need to look at them. Stay tall. Get a little balance work while you're in it. Toes out. If you don't have this 2x4, big deal. Toes out. Right and down. Right and down. All right. You can even do some facial expression. Hey. Oh. Hey. Whoa. That will distract you from the pain in your calves. Up and let it down. All right. Wow, that's burning pretty good. Okay. Bridges. If you can, get on the floor on your back. If not, we're going to do those donkey kicks again. An option, if you cannot get on, or just don't want to get on the floor, is lean into your chair, bend your knee, and do these donkey kicks again. If you can get on the floor, let's do that. Get on the floor. See, it's pretty much the same position. And kick. All right, let's alternate between a stiff-legged kick and a ceiling kick. So, kick the wall and kick the ceiling. Down. Wall and ceiling. Wall and ceiling. One more. Wall and ceiling. All right, let me show you what that looks like on the other side. Or from the standing, let's go the other side. Here we go. Lean in, either the chair seat or the chair back. Bend that knee. Ceiling and wall. Ceiling and wall. That's a pretty hearty stretch on that bottom leg. And wall. Straighten the leg. Dee! And boing. And ceiling and wall. Okay? The more pure you can make this, the better. Another one for the floor. You guys who can't get on the floor, watch. It's really not a good way to duplicate this. It's called a bridge. You're on your back on the floor, being mauled by a house cat. Anchor your shoulders. There's your hinge point. Heels are down. Press your hips up. Down. Press your hips up. Let them down. Press them up and down. So your body is straight. Your back stays straight. This is all in the glutes. Ooh, doggies. Down. Press. One more. Down. Press. That's bridges. That's a doozy. Good 40 glutes. Very few exercises that are better than that. All right, let's go back around. So we hit quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes. Let's do it again. Split squats on the quads. Here we go. Step forward. Long, straight step. Definitely need something balancy here. Something to hang on to. And you're going to go straight down, like you're coming to kneeling. Back up. Straight down. Back up. Go as low as you can. You're up on your toe in the back. Down. Up. All quads. Whoa. Straight down. Back up. You're not going forward. You're going down. Okay, that's enough on that side. Wow. Wide stretch. Other leg forward. Go straight down, bend both knees, back up. The goal is coming down to what we call a 90-90 lunge, 290 degrees in your knees. Back up, down, back up, down, head up, eyes level, shoulders square, happy thoughts. Raw. If you can't go all the way down, go as low as you can. All right. One more. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. That's a doozy. All right. At your step, if you need to shimmy over to your step, let's not even do that. Long range, you might be able to do this step up on something tall. Today, forget about it. Let's not worry about it. Bring your step up or go over to your step. Bring mine over while you go over to yours. It's called a long step up. I'm going to switch sides because that leg just got a lot of work. Step forward. Now you can be facing your step like this. Step forward and up. Just like we did on the floor. But this step up, giving you a little bit more to do through your hamstrings. Pull. Don't push. Pull through that front heel. I'm doing my arms backwards. Pull. There we go. And pull. Down. Pull up. Make this front leg do the work. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2. All the way up. 1. Very triumphant looking, isn't it? Other leg, same deal. Check overhead. Make sure you're not going to knock your head on anything. Big step up. How are my arms here? Okay. And up, shoulders up, head up, back down. You're not doing this. I want everything. Dominating. Down. Pull. And down. Driving that heel back. If you're just able to step up, totally cool. Do what you can. One more. Oh, hamstrings. They're not going to enjoy it tomorrow. All right, let's get the step out of the way for now. Calves. A fun way to exercise your calves is what I call sneaky lunge. So you're going to step forward, but don't put the ball of your foot down. And then push yourself back. Step forward, just your toes. Now this is not a good way to walk unless you're sneaking around. Doop. Back. You can even stay on your toes while you're back here. Step. Back. Step as far forward as you comfortably can. Stay on your toe. Back up. Stay on your toes. Back up. Do this for a while. You'll never watch ballet the same way ever again. Up. Forward. Up. Forward. Act like your heels have tiny landmines in them. Forward. One more. Sneaky. And forward. A little bit of balance gets worked in there too. Ooh, we're hitting everything. Okay. Deadlift. Deadlift gets a bad rap, but it is a fantastic exercise. A deadlift is if you have a load, you have something to pick up that is in front of you. which things commonly are. We rarely pick up things behind ourselves. But that compares to like luggage, something by your side. Something in front of you. So you have to kick your hips back first. Your back stays straight. You take it down using your hips and your knees. And then you stand back up. All in the glutes, the biggest muscle in your body. Be sure. So I want to practice that. No weight right now. Hands go straight down over your shoelaces and your back up. Watch your shoulders. Shoulders stay square. Imagine you're picking yourself up through your shoulders. Down. Shoulders. See what I mean? Hips go back. Shoulders come a little bit forward. Got it? Don't let your back round. This is not a deadlift. That's just a hunker. Hips back, up through the shoulders. Hips back, up through the shoulders. This is for like picking up, bags of dog food, a bag of potatoes, a cat, a golden retriever. Something you can't pick up to your side, you have to pick up straight in front of you. Good square form will help you do that because it's making your glutes do the work and not your back. That'll hurt. Right. Let's put all this mess together in your fantastic combination exercises. Here we go. The first one, back to just sitting down and standing up. This is where you might want to include some weight. So, deadlift your weight off the ground. Don't hunker down and pick up the weight and tear all this up. Standing in front of your chair, you can go to a straight sit down or just act like it. Your weights are your luggage. Down, straight up. Again, weights go straight over your shoes and up. Squat, up. Squat, up. Your knees, your hips, a little bit of your ankles are the only joints moving in this exercise. Your back does not change shape. There. Up. Down. All the way up. Down. All the way up. A couple more. Down. Up. Down. Up. The world famous squat. Best thing you can do. Complex leg exercise gets the whole body involved. Fantastic. Deadlift. Very, very similar, but just like I was talking about. I want you to pretend that this is a bar. Not like drinking bar, like a barbell. Stays in front of you. Your hips have to go back first. The weight goes straight down over your feet, and you stand back up. Let me show you the difference between a squat. Squat and deadlift. More butt to the deadlift. Push. Down, abs are tight. Push. We're doing the deadlift. Up. Should feel this in your glutes. If you're feeling this in your back, you may want to stop, give it a break. Should not be in your back. Down, up. A couple more. Down and up. All right. Deadlift. Another great exercise that uses every muscle in your body. Last exercise for the legs, good old-fashioned step up. All you're going to do is step up. If you want to bring some weight with you, go for it. Let's pick this thing up. There's a few options for step up. The easiest one, step up, step down. Shoulders tall the whole time. Step up, step down. Get over the step, down, up, down, down. I don't want you sliding into the step and up. I want you to up, get over it, bound, up, down, down. Let's get the other leg some. And up, down, down. Stand, up, down, down. Stand, all the way up, eyes level, down, down. One more, stand, up, down, and down. Another option for step ups is a side step up. Kind of good for the hip stability. You're standing to the side of the step. Press up, let it down. Smooth as you can. And here I have a challenge for you. Try not to use your calf muscle. Oh, heavens. I start to sound like the guy who was Frankenstein's voice. All right, let's hit that a little bit on the other side. Side step up. No, the guy who did the monster mash. That's what it's the monster mash. Weird. Up, step down, step up, step down. You got to have your glutes firing, your hamstrings firing, your quads firing. Your quads are down there doing their thing. Everybody's working. Back down. One more. A rump and down. Set them down with a good deadlift. Way too many times at the end of the workout, I go, okay, you're good. And they go, bleh. My clients turn into a clod of mud, and then I have to fuss at them, and it gets really awkward. Good square pickup every time you pick up stuff. All right, it's stretchy time. Come on down to your chair. We're gonna stretch at the chair. I really hope that I did my pickups right now that I've scorned everybody else. All right, sit up nice and tall. One leg is straight down, one leg is straight out, totally relaxed. We're going to stretch the hamstrings, hinge forward. Now the key to this stretch, take the crest of your hip, the iliac crest, and roll it forward into your thigh. Do not grab your leg and pull your face down. All that's doing is stretching your back. Push that crest into your thigh and your hamstrings will tighten up like a banjo. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go the other side. Leg out, relax the leg. Roll your crest of your hip, like where your belt line is, into your thigh, and instant foggy mountain breakdown. Oh yeah. That's smarts. Back up. Breathe while you're doing this. That is important. If you don't breathe, your body will say, hey, we need to breathe. And you'll wake up on the floor. Cross your ankle to your knee. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale, big steady exhale. Again, lean your hip into your thigh. Relax your shoulders. You're stretching your glute here. Oh, can you feel it? Can you feel it, Laura? Can you feel it? We're having a glute revival. Ooh, yeah. Now, if that hurts your knee, don't do it. If that hurts, don't do it. Pain hurts. Don't do that. Stretch again. Push the knee down. Sit tall. Other side. Ankle to knee. And lean forward. Ooh, that's deep. That's a pretty good stretch. Stretching the old caboose. Padonkadonk. Hiney. Butt. They're all the same thing. All right, sit it up tall. All right, let's stand up. Let's stretch calves. If you still are near your step, you definitely can use the step as a calf stretch-o-matic. Get up on the step, push one heel over the edge, and sort of smash it down. However, that can be a bit torturous on the arch of your foot. What I recommend, if at all possible, is put together something like this, where your foot can sit on the board and relax, and you can lean into it so your whole foot is supported, but your calf is being stretched. You get a better stretch, and your foot is not subjected to that crazy, right down the arch of your foot stretch that could hurt. That kind of stuff's not meant to be stretched like that, not this hard. On the board and lean in. I have, you might be able to see it back there, my calf stretch-o-matic. It is a board and a dumbbell. You know, it works for me. Lean in. and relax. All right, look at all this crap I've gathered. Okay, last stretch. This one you definitely need some kind of balance assistance. I'll go over here. If you possibly can, left hand to grab your left foot. Now, if that's just not going to happen, maybe grab your shoe. And if that's not even that good, just put your foot on the chair. Stand tall, stretching through the hip flexor. You're not doing this. Knee down, standing tall, stretching through the hip flexor. All right, let's switch. Other side, knee pointed down. Maybe grab your shoe, maybe grab the whole foot, maybe put your foot on the chair. Whatever you can. Tall stretch through the hip flexor. Woo! Hey. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. That is a very basic, very simple leg workout. No big deal. There are tons of other things you can do, but we didn't do that today. Kept it pretty simple. All right. That's what we got. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water and taking good care of yourself. Hopefully you're not sore. Maybe just a little sore. Maybe just a little bit. But otherwise, keep at it. And we'll be back soon. Catch you later. Bye. Say bye, Laura. Rotten cat.